Commissioner Carr, this committee has been working diligently to address the pervasive threat of TikTok, especially after discovering that their CEO lied throughout his testimony here in March. I've heard some people make First Amendment arguments for why we shouldn't ban TikTok in the United States. Can you give us your perspective on the issue?
I've heard that argument as well, and I don't think that it's particularly strong. If you look at the Supreme Court precedent, they've drawn a very clear distinction between regulatory action based on the content of speech as opposed to the conduct of an actor. There's a famous Supreme Court case, Arcara Books, that had to do with a bookstore that was engaged in criminal conduct out of the bookstore. The government shut down the bookstore because of that. The proprietor said, "You can't shut down my bookstore, that's First Amendment protected activity." And the court was clear that the action had nothing to do with speech or content, it was based on conduct. So too here with TikTok. The action would not be based on the content of TikTok's speech, or for that matter, anybody's speech. It would be based on the conduct that represents a clear national security threat. And for that reason, I think the First Amendment argument against taking action on TikTok is not particularly strong.
A TikTok ban seems almost inevitable at this point. As you saw, Congressman Walberg from Michigan and FCC Commissioner Carr were discussing the TikTok CEO lied. China, they can see data in China of American citizens, and the way the Chinese Communist Party works, all businesses are very close to the Chinese Communist Party. That's just how they run their economy. So essentially, American data is visible to the Chinese Communist Party, or the risk is there if they haven't looked at it, which they probably have. But a second big reason is this. You have Silicon Valley, Google, YouTube, Meta, Facebook, Instagram. They're throwing money at Congress. They want to get rid of TikTok to get back that market share. And that might be an even bigger reason why TikTok will likely be banned in the United States. And let's look at a few different things here. The Restrict Act thankfully didn't pass because it had some very bad stuff in it that was very aggressive and tyrannical, or at least it hasn't passed yet. It's still sitting there in the committees. And there's another piece of legislation that Senator Hawley introduced in January, the No TikTok on United States Devices Act. I'm just showing you two pieces of legislation to ban TikTok. They're going to keep bringing new legislation. It's eventually going to happen. I do believe the chances are very, very high. Montana becomes the first state to ban TikTok after the governor signs the bill into law. Now, TikTok, that was about 2 months ago, or that was in May. Now, TikTok, this was just a story today from ABC News. TikTok and 5 of their creators is asking a federal judge to block Montana from banning the app. But here is what the Attorney General's office in Montana says. TikTok users don't use the app. The app uses them and turns them to a spying apparatus for the Chinese Communist Party. Emily Flower, a spokeswoman for the Attorney General's office, said in a statement that also noted recent reporting that TikTok is paying for the lawsuit filed by the content creators. And you even have whole countries trying to ban TikTok because of their data collection privacies. And again, twofold here, the data collection stuff. I hear Americans say, well, Facebook collects data and YouTube collects data. Yeah, it's true, but the data practices of TikTok seem to be way more aggressive. And it's the Chinese Communist Party. I would trust them a little bit less than the big tech owners here in the United States. That's me personally. But again, they also want the more of the market share and have TikTok not competing in the short form content realm. So if you're using TikTok, you might want to prepare to transition away from that app in the near future. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up, hit the follow page, or subscribe. It helps our channels grow, and we'll be back with more videos soon.